We are live. We are live. Welcome to our Drop the Mic program, in which we're going to hear from you. We want to give the people a voice. See, look, let me tell you guys something. There's not a lot of platforms that let the people sound off. And we're going to sound off about some serious topics. And we have a real serious one today. We're going to be talking about safety on MTA property. Do you feel safe traveling on MTA property? Do you feel safe working on MTA property? Now, I'm going to let you guys know how this works. I'm going to talk about a topic real quick. While I'm talking about that topic, if you want to get your voice out there, if you want to get your idea, your name out there, whatever it may be, the number is right there on the screen. The number is right there on the screen. And the way that it works is that first come, first serve. You call, your name fall in the queue, and I just go down that queue. It lets me know how long you've been waiting. It lets me know everything. So if you want to get your opinion out there, your voice, your name, whatever it may be, if you want to get something off your chest, that's what this show is for. There's no other platform out there like that right now that deal with the issues of transit, and you could call in, get a couple of minutes to speak your piece. We could discuss it, and we move on, right? So if you're watching right now, make sure to share out this live. Actually, right now, I'm going to check to make sure everything is working as expected. I got to check, because look, we live right now on 3 different platforms. We live on YouTube, we live on Twitter, and we live on Facebook. So I got to just make sure that everything is working good. Let me see. Anybody got something to say? Let me see what this says. Let me see who's all right, they hear me. Everybody hear me. Make sure that you guys share this out. Let me put some stuff in the chat, and make sure that you call in, right? And get your voice out there. So the first thing I want to talk about is, did you guys hear about the assault where the dispatcher was beat with a hammer because someone just easily ran into the crew room and assaulted this worker? Could have killed them. Could have killed them. I mean, look at the picture right there. Could have killed them. Now, everyone knows that we work for a very reactive company, right? And the only place that's fully protected is where the big bosses are. They only care about themselves, right? So those buildings, 130 Livingston and 2 Broadway, they don't care about 180 Livingston. Anybody can walk up in there. But 130 Livingston and 2 Broadway, that's the only place there's true security when it comes to an MTA workforce, right? They don't care about our crew room facilities. They don't care about our depots. They don't care about our lunchroom quarters. They do not care, right? And everyone knows that the MTA is proactive instead of reactive, right? They don't care. Why wasn't the 14th Street 8th Avenue dispatcher office secure? Right? And we got to remember, when people come to commit crimes, they don't care if it's against a cleaner. They don't care if it's against a station agent, a dispatcher, a conductor, a train operator. They don't care. They just going to go and commit the crime, right? And what happened at 14th Street and 8th Avenue was that this guy attacked the first person that he saw. That could have easily been a train operator or a conductor. And what make it so crazy is that, look at that level of assault. Not one boss came and visited the guy in the hospital. Where was Paul McPhee at, the chief officer? Where was the actor at? Where was Tawala at? This happened on his line. They do not care about the workers. And look, this happened to a supervisor. If this was their reaction to a supervisor, imagine what their reaction, we already see what their reactions are to hourlies. They don't care. They don't care. Let's go to our first caller. Let's see what's going on here. Caller 3276. You now live. Progressive Action TV. Drop the mic. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh,
Yes.
hey, what's up? You hear me?
Yeah. I hear you. What's your name? Where you calling
You
from?
hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me? All right, you hear me. Now, when you say, do you feel safe? Nobody feels safe down there. You look at 8th Avenue. There's no crew room. So the trains come in on the headway they come in. It's open all the time. Crack the man in the head. What are you going to do?
He couldn't do anything.
You hear me?
Yeah. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And then you look at a lot of the crew rooms. Look at southbound at Continental. That little hole in the wall is one door, and they got bars on the window. So now what? They don't care. And when you say, do you feel safe? Bro, when I come to the city, I take the Long Island Railroad. And no matter where I'm going in the city, either I walk from 34th Street down to Soho, or uptown to Harlem, I take an Uber. And my family, they do not. My son, he's a little bit, he's young, he's a young buck.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, my wife, no, they do not take the train.
And now they don't take the train. Now you don't feel safe with your kids taking the train. We heard Utano say that same thing as the union president, and he actually retired without even trying to fix the safety for his workers. How do you feel about that?
Keep it. It's wrong, and it's not. They're never going to protect us. As soon as we understand that we are the problem, in the sense that we're not going to be protected, the better off you are. Let them fools do what they do. Protect your coworker. Give the coworker a heads up. But you be a fool to interrupt. Police don't care. You could walk in and out all day. They do not care. They do it when they want to do the sweeps in your neighborhood. But the same equipment is on the M line. They don't do that walk through the train stuff. It's a joke. You gotta have law and order, and there's no law and order in the transit system. A lot of times the cops just don't want to be involved.
I got you. Well, thanks for calling in. I'm gonna get to some more callers.
And all right, brother, you be good.
All right, peace.
All right. Later, man. Peace.
Peace. So we heard what he said. He don't even feel safe with his children taking the subway. And there's a lot of people that echo that. Like I took my son down to the subway for the first time. My son loves trains. And it pains me that I can't let him ride the subway because anything can happen at any given moment. And it's frequent. Let's get to the next caller. We have caller 8076. You live on Progressive Action TV. You ready to drop the mic?
Good evening, Mr. Thompson. This is Noah, bus operator out here in Brooklyn.
Hey, buses is calling in early today. That's what I like to hear. How you doing, Noah?
All right, brother. I'm a big fan of your show. I've been sharing it out when I can, and I've encouraged people to, throw some cash your way. I hit you up a little bit on the PayPal here and there. I can't say I'm a big money supporter, but I support your show, and I agree with you on almost everything that you say, and you're really enlightening the members, and you're doing a great service to us. And I was actually at the Union Hall meeting today at 195 Montague Street. I took the train up there. I seen some crazy stuff on the train, but that's another story. They did talk about hazard pay a little bit. I don't think that they're going to be able to pull that one off. You spoke about this before. Guys were saying that we need a raise. One of the things that I brought to the table was, they got any plans to utilize the shop stewards that are there, and Richie Davis told me that you're not gonna like what I have to say. Apparently, his plan is to train new ones, and I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do with the old ones.
Are you a shop steward?
But it was I am a certified shop steward, although I have not been utilized, and I feel that the training was not quite enough for me to, go in the back room and like defend people. I feel like it's like being a lawyer, and you lose cases in the beginning before you win, and I don't like throwing people under the bus because of my lack of knowledge.
Got you. Let me ask you a question regarding the topic. Do you feel, see, you're a bus operator, do you feel safe working
Yes, sir.
on a bus?
Well, I've had people, make threats towards me. We got cops that come on the bus for 2 seconds here and there, usually on routes where there's not problems, and ask if everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we need some undercovers. I used to take the bus to my old job before I was a bus operator, and I see some stuff happening in the back of the bus, and I see the videos. Once in a while, scroll through some videos on YouTube and stuff about buses and trains, and I've been riding the trains and some buses since I was a kid, and there's a serious problem with mentally ill people and homeless people. I don't feel that safe all the time on the trains, and I have a new baby, thank God, and I feel a little nervous bringing my wife with the baby on the train, and I don't feel that it's that safe, and I feel like
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
the police presence
Let me ask you this.
is lacking.
Do you feel that the union have your back when it comes to safety?
Not entirely. Unfortunately, people have become very disillusioned with the union. I've heard people talk about just wanting the Teamsters to come in and take over. I feel that they may be a little bit out of step with the average member. Unfortunately, I've been saying this for quite some time since I started figuring out things on my own before, and seeing what's up before I started listening to your show. That kind of compounded some of the things that I seen out here in the street, and it seems like they the rumor is they're in bed with the management in a lot of ways, and I haven't been happy with the contracts. I haven't been voting with the contracts, which they don't like. Their line is, you don't support a contract, and we don't support you, which makes me a little nervous. But I vote with what I feel is my conscience, and these like 60-cent McDonald's like type raises are not really. It's a cup of coffee a day. That's all I got for almost 12 years. That's the way I see it. I don't feel like they're really looking out for us.
I got you. And well, look, thanks for calling in. Let me get to some more callers to see what's on their mind. What's on their mind. And listen, hit that PayPal up, hit that Cash App up. We need all the support that we could get. I'll get back to you later, all right?
All right, thank you, brother. Happy holidays. We really appreciate you, man. You're doing the right thing out here. God bless you and your family.
Appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, we got buses calling in early. And look, like I said, safety is a major issue, not only for the workers, but for the riders. And you heard two people call in, and they worry about their family being on the subways and the buses. It reminds me of when we at a restaurant. You ever notice that some workers that work at fast food restaurants, they don't eat the food at that restaurant because they see the things that's going on behind the scenes? It's the same thing with us workers. We see things that these MTA bosses don't see because a lot of them don't even have the experience of working in New York City Transit. And at the best, they are casual riders of the system. We spend 8+ hours a day in the system, and we see things that the average person do not see. Look, listen. If you guys want to get on air, I have some more people lined up. I'm gonna get to everybody in the queue. The number is 516-387-1638. Call in right now. Get your number in the queue to make sure your voice is heard. I want to hear what you guys got to say. It's about time that we start voicing our opinions. Let me get to the next caller. Caller 9291. You now live on Progressive Action TV. Ready to drop the mic. What's your name and where you from?
Yo, what's going on, Jamel? It's Jermaine, man. What's going on, fam?
Oh,
Happy holidays to you and the family, man.
my boy Jermaine. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I just had to call in and give my 2 cents, man. Listen, it is what I feel it is not safe on these trains. It hasn't been safe on these trains. And personally, nobody's cared because, everybody says that someone's going to get hurt and everything. But I feel like MTA is comfortable with that because they think it's just going to be us. And they could just say that we're lying about what's going on down here, and they don't have to pay us our money, But I tell people all the time, I tell friends, family, I'm like, listen, don't take the trains, man. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I live like right next to the train. I see the train right outside my window, bro. I don't take the train to work. I take the buses. I take the ferry because you got the ferry out here in Rockaway. I take the Long Island Railroad, and I work on the A line. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 years. I wouldn't recommend anybody take the train. And it's a bigger joke, you know what I'm saying? Because we have all these police out here, but what good is it when a lot of them don't know our horn signals? I've asked a few of them. People from RTC will argue down and say, oh, they've been taught the horn signals. But I'm asking these cops from these districts, transit, and the local precincts, they don't know our horn signals. So, like, we could be in the station signaling for police, and they don't know what's going on. It's happened several times.
Now, Jermaine, you are one of the transit workers like myself who wear bulletproof vests to work.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the undershirt. Yeah, definitely, man.
What's the significance of you wearing a bulletproof vest to work? Why you feel the need to wear one?
Listen, it's unpredictable. You listen. You got all these crazies running, or some of these people pretend they crazy. Because I don't believe all these people are really crazy. But that's another story. You know, these people that just want to do evil things, and nobody's protecting us, and nobody's stopping them from doing it. So I gotta protect myself. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to be a casualty. Several times I've been on a train, people walk up and down the car, and they say that they're gonna stab up everybody, like talking to themselves. And people will leave you in a heartbeat. So it's like, listen, I gotta do what I gotta do to come home in one piece, man.
I
and
agree.
don't get it twisted, man. I ain't one of these conductors out here. I'll take a train out of service for like any little thing. Like I tell train operators all the time when I work on. I'm like, yo, listen, kids playing on a PA, we take it out. It's unsafe to go back there. I mean, my thing is, I don't have to be a tough guy for transit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not a tough guy for us. How many times we get assaulted and spat on and punched on the job, and they act like it's our fault and they don't want to pay us our money and all this stuff. So, I'm not doing it.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
The union administration yesterday announced that the MTA is going to start cutting service on certain lines. Do you think that by the MTA making these cuts, riders would take their anger and frustration out on us?
They always take it. They look for any reason to take their frustrations out on us. But as far as I was looking at the lines they were doing it, and the service cuts, and I found it interesting because I know a lot of those lines they have a lot of fare evasion over there. But that's another discussion. But the public don't care about us, man. They look for any reason to take anything out on us, and they know they could get away with it. The guy that assaulted the banker that assaulted the sister at Stillwell, he's out already, right?
Yeah, he didn't even get a bell.
Yeah, so what is that, man? Like, that definitely makes me not feel safe down here. It's like, it's just a combination of not feeling safe and then not feeling like anybody has your back, So it's like, yeah, that's a couple reasons why I wear the vest, because yeah, man.
What you think about the MTA failing to secure our employee facilities. Like we seen what happened at 14th and 8th Avenue. Guy just walked into the dispatcher office and beat him with a hammer. Do you feel like our work quarters is safe, secure?
Oh no, definitely not. There's quite a few of our locations where the keypad isn't working or the swipe the card swipe thing isn't working. You know, it's been addressed, and no, I don't think definitely not.
Yeah. So
You know, it's a shame that they're so um I forgot the word, but they act after the fact, but it's
they
really sad.
reactive. That's what we call it,
Why people
reactive.
gotta get why people gotta get beat up with hammers? And they didn't put this man in the seat to take him upstairs in the ambulance. He's walking on the platform and everything. My prayers with that brother, man, because for everybody, that's like ain't nobody signed up for this.
Is it
Nobody signed
surprising?
up to get
Is it
hit with hammers.
is it surprising to you that not one higher up MTA boss went to go visit him in the hospital?
No, it's not a surprise. Listen, I tell people all the time, the only thing TA cares about is their image and their trains moving. That's all they care about. You think they care about you? You think they care about me? You're gonna be waiting a long time for that. My message to all my coworkers is this: worry about getting yourself home to your family. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Do what you gotta do. Like
What would be your message to the MTA?
My message to the MTA, it would be, what? My message to the MTA, first off, start teaching making sure these police know on horn signals and stop acting like everybody's lying about getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? People got better things to do than sit home for months and not losing out on money. You have to start caring about your workforce. Because you say they have all these people waiting on the list, but you can't train everybody to operate these trains and these buses, right away. So take care of the in-house first. That's all I gotta say to MTA.
That's a good message. Thanks for calling in, Jermaine. Good to hear from you, my brother.
And yeah, same here, man. Happy holidays, man.
Same to you. Same to you and yours. I like Jermaine a lot. For those who don't know, Jermaine he's by the bulletin, right? He knows bulletins verbatim, and he was one of the transit workers who actually went to go get. I think he bought a vest or a shirt vest or something like that. People just are not feeling safe in the subways, right? They just not feeling safe, and that's just the way it is. Let me see. Is this a new caller? Caller 8786. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, this is Charlton from Passengers United. How you doing?
Charlton D'Souza. How you doing? Good to hear from you.
Good. All I'm going to say is I was at the City Council Subway Safety Committee meeting. I spent 7 hours at City Hall. The MTA showed up. The NYPD came to speak. Local 100 was not even there.
Mm.
And that says a lot. They should have been there with the City Council. This was a City Council Subway Safety meeting. I spoke. I submitted my testimony. All I'm going to tell you, I've been assaulted 3 times. Once by an EDP who punched me in the face. This happened at Union Turnpike. And then I had alcohol thrown on me on a bus.
Wow.
Because a woman refused to put a mask on. And, you know me. I've been doing press conferences, been doing events. We've been out there, trying to speak up for the transit workers. And this plan now, I don't know if you know this, but there was just a 12-9 at 179th Street about an hour ago. So yesterday you had, 2 12-9s at 14th Street, 6th Avenue. Then you had that assault that happened in the morning at 14th Street where the dispatcher got assaulted. But there were 3 other incidents this week. So why is it that the MTA is taking station agents out of the booth at this time? I mean, that's dangerous.
That's what we want to know. Now, you are the president of Passengers United. Um, do you think that the union administration is making a bad move by not trying to partner with all the rider groups?
Well, they don't work with us. They never have. They work with the Riders Alliance. And Riders Alliance, don't get me started on them. The union, Local 100, gives them money. And what my beef with Local 100 is Riders Alliance was the same group who said we don't need cops in the subway. I was at a crime scene at Grand Avenue where a man was stabbed to death. This happened last year, a homeless man. I had a press conference, and what do I see on the Channel 4 news? They basically misquoted me, Riders Alliance, by saying we couldn't possibly have hundreds of thousands of police in the subway. And this is what they do. And they just gaslight, and I can't believe the union keeps giving them money. But then again, when I spoke to, what's his name, the vice president of Subways, I spoke with him, and I asked him, I said, why don't you do a subway stand down? Because, you have all these incidents happening.
You
And
talking about
he
Canela? You
basically
talking about
told
Canela
me,
Gomez?
yes, I
Okay.
called him at RCC, Canela Gomez.
Okay.
And Canela Gomez told me he cannot take his workers out of work, that subway service must run, and that he cannot support that.
Yeah. But
So when he said that,
yeah. Go ahead. Finish.
so when he said that to me, I was taken back by that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and I began noticing things. And then when you did those two videos, when was it? Like 2 weeks ago, when I saw those videos, then it all made sense to me. I was realizing, okay, now I see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad, but it seemed like even on our side on the union that they are, look, they call management their partners, right? I look at management as more adversarial than being our partners, because I would hate for them to be calling my partner and they treating us, the way that they treat us. And we're dealing with the same thing now that the passengers are dealing with. We don't have no protection. People are assaulting us left and right. They are not getting any jail time, and our union is going along business as usual. And at some point, it's going to have to stop. The members have to wake up and start getting more involved.
Well, all I can say for transit workers, I wish they would have known about that subway safety meeting at City Hall. The union should have sent a couple of people there to speak to the city council members. That didn't happen. And I was shocked by that. The only good thing that came out of that was NYPD brass and Mayor Eric Adams' people now wants to meet with us. But like I told the police staff, I said, you guys can tell us one thing, but my problem is you have 4 cops guarding the turnstile. Meanwhile, there's something happening on the train. There's been many times where I've had an incident on a train, and when we went to the conductor, and the conductor radioed to RCC, the first thing they told that conductor was radio for police en route.
And the police,
or find a cop en route. That doesn't help in this situation.
I mean, and like our last caller, Jermaine, said, the police don't know our signals. So the only thing RCC cares about is moving the train. They do not care about anything else. They know signal for police en route means, you know what, we don't really care about the issue that you have on your train. Just keep the train moving. That's all that is. They do not care about anything else. Did you hear about the shooting today with the collection agent?
No, I did not hear about that. Oh my God.
Yeah, so there was a shooting that happened not too long ago. For everyone that's watching, a collection agent got into a shootout, I believe, with someone on the train. So, there's things happening. People are working afraid. They're working scared. And we are definitely in a war zone. That's why I wear a bulletproof vest. Anyone who grew up in the hood, we always hear this saying, bullets have no name. That is 100% true. I'm not trying to get hit by anyone bullet, by a cop bullet, by a criminal bullet, nobody bullet. And the vest I got is stab proof also. So, It is what it is.
But you know what I'm noticing now in the subway system? Overnight, the guy who does the video for the news, one thing he's been telling me is a lot of when there's a major incident in the subway, sometimes it's not coming over the police radios. Like the incident at West 4th Street, that incident that happened where the guy was killed by the catwalk. So we did a press conference over there. I was there. And the body was lying there by the ramp. You know when you come on the 8th Avenue, AC and E, down that ramp over there?
Yeah.
The body was lying there for 4 hours. How could they not have seen the body?
No clue, man. No clue whatsoever. But look, let me get to some other callers. Thanks for calling in. It's always good to hear from you. And we'll talk behind the scenes.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for calling in. Listen, listen, guys. Listen. It is a war zone out there in New York City Transit right now. There's a war zone. Let me see if I could bring this up. Let me see if I could bring it up on the screen for you guys about the collection agent. Yeah, collection agent shoots man in Brooklyn. I mean, look, we are literally working in a war zone. This is not even made up stuff. See, and then you got the MTA saying, well, you know it's safe. You know it's safe, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. Come on, man. Come on. Listen, y'all see the number on the screen. This is y'all time. I don't want to I don't want to talk. I want to listen to what's on the people's mind. I don't care if you work here. I don't care if you don't work here. Call in. Let me know how you are feeling about certain things. I want to pull this up on the screen. I love technology, man. I could go live with y'all. I could do my show the proper way. Let me pull this up, man. Look at this. Look at this, people. Let me put this on the screen. Look at this. MTA collection agent shoots man at Brooklyn subway station. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Now, I guarantee you, they said they got into a dispute. 2 of the MTA agents were on the R train at the Atlantic Barclays Center station when they got into an argument with another rider Tuesday evening. The verbal fighting continued as the train arrived at Union Street station in Gowanus, where all 3 exited. At one point, after getting off the train, one of the collection agents fired a shot at the man he had been fighting with, striking him, according to police. That collection agent go to jail. Yeah, he's going to go to jail. He's going to jail. He's not a cop. They arrest correction officers when they do that. He's going to jail. The man who was shot was taken to Methodist Hospital and was said to be in critical condition. That's not good. That's not good. If that story is what it is right now, that's not good. You can't just get into an argument with someone and shoot them. I mean, that collection agent is going to go to jail. What you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Call in 516-387-1638. I mean, this is insane. This is insane. Like, I'm telling you guys, we literally are working in a war zone. People getting hit with hammers. Don't forget about the mass shooting at 36th Street. There were 9 murders in New York City Transit this year. Now we got collection agents getting into shootings, right? We got supervisors being hit with hammers over their head. We got women train operators, women employees being assaulted. I mean, pregnant women are being assaulted. That been happening on the platform because the MTA, they act like women fell out of the sky yesterday. Pregnant women fell out of the sky yesterday and they don't know what to do with them. So they say, hey, you know what? We just go put you on the platform. And they put them out there on the platform with angry people. They put them out on the platform with angry people and they get assaulted. I came across a couple of those cases. Like I said, the train operator who got punched in her face, very cool loving woman, right? Positive vibes. Every time you see her, she's smiling in a good mood, and that's just how she is. You got an investment banker punched her in the face, some rich guy. The newspaper said this man, what you call that? His rent is over 9,000 a month, right? So all of this narrative of the EDPs this, the homeless this. I got the first time I ever got spat at. It was when a guy with a 3-piece suit on. He wasn't homeless, right? But the MTA is all about picking on people who can't defend themselves. There's nobody coming to a homeless or EDP person rescue and saying, no, stop picking on them. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't view it as the homeless people doing it, because the homeless, they listen to you, most of them, and they just want to be in peace and just ride the train back and forth. The people who are the problem is the EDPs. The EDPs is the true problem in this system. Let me see what you guys talking about on in the comments. Like I said, call in 516-387-1638. I want to hear from you guys. We only gonna be on here for 20 more minutes. I was thinking about doing what I did the other day, doing 2 hours, but I'm only gonna do 20 minutes from 11 to 12. But listen, also, if you watching, donate to the platform, send some stars in. If you watching on YouTube, send in some super chats. If you watching on Twitter, send in the Cash App, Facebook, send in some stars, send in something to the Cash App. This place is crazy, and we are not safe. And the thing is that the union administration do not have an answer to the assaults. They do not hold politicians accountable. Any politician, you want some free political action money, some free coat money, come to Local 100. They're going to give you the money, and they're not going to hold you accountable or hold you to your word. They gave Cuomo $300,000 before he got ousted, over $300,000 before he got ousted, and he did nothing for us. They gave State Assemblyman Nick Perry coat money when he voted on us for us to have Tier 6. If you're a politician out there, come to Local 100 and get some free coat money. I'm telling you. Come get some free coat money, because they not holding nobody accountable. The union do not have an answer to these assaults, right? Now, the MTA must provide a safe working environment for the workers, and that's not happening. That safe environment is not happening. And the union is afraid to stop unsafe work. It's not safe for us in this system. It's not safe at all. But they want to hold us accountable for every little thing. The only thing the MTA care about is service and discipline. They don't care about anything else. They only care about service and discipline. Let me get to this caller real quick. Caller 7800. I think I know who this is. Is this Drummond?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
All right. I'm just surprised that I shouldn't be surprised that more of our brothers and sisters are not calling in. The line should be jammed up. But the union deserves everything they get, but we have to get. Let me say this, man. So we clear record. I support you, and not to mention that everything. And I can't lie, brother. I just can't. I got to give the devil his due. You and Eric and Lee, my good man Lee, I hope he's doing well. I got to give him a call. Y'all was, brought, showed me everything about fighting and standing on top bulletins and the rules and all that, and brought me in. Eric went left. He sold his soul. He sold out. He sold us out. Lee's gone. But before Lee left, he laid the groundwork. He told everybody he was tireless and fearless in talking about how we needed the how the e-board had sold out, how Stand United had co-opted the e-board, except for, always except for RTO. And the membership, I support you, and I'm with you, regardless of our disagreements, because, and again, I've said it before, that what probably gets people mad about when they get upset with you, for whatever reason, I'm upset at the same time. But you consistent. You're the only one I know down here. The 7,000 people in RTO and probably the 44,000 that I know that puts his job on the line. And you're consistent. And then when I was at 2 Broadway and you do it now, nobody had, the membership at Lodge has no idea how many times you call reps down there on behalf of other reps, trying to advocate for their jobs. You in arbitration. They don't know, and I'm saying that the best bet we have for a RTO VP in the future is going to be you. Canelo is not a fighter. He's never been a fighter. And I'm looking at this video, and I'm wondering, I don't know him. I don't know them, brother. Who is that holding the ball, the signs up behind Canelo? Who are they? I know, listen, it's maybe 100 people. If I said it's 44,000 of us in TW Local 100, there's all the divisions. There's maybe 300 fighters. 300, not the fighters, 300 people that know what's going on at all times. In RTO, it might be at all times that in the know everything that's going on, the breast of everything, might be 75 people. And I know the people, the members that call me, some members, because you got members out there that call you on behalf of other members. I'm really there for you, brother. You know the shop stewards, a lot of them wear their shop. They killed the shop steward program. You got a bunch of shop stewards that was shop stewards. They so disgusted with the union, they just don't want to be involved no more. But you got, I saw, there's shop stewards out there wearing their pins, out there fighting and advocating for members and the members' behalf. But I'm looking at this e-board, at this board meeting, Canelo there. Who is these dudes holding up signs? Like, this is what I'm telling you about this union. They would rather, there's members all around this system, some shop stewards I named, that should be who should be out there, released, fighting for the membership. But the union don't want people for the membership. They want people who support them. I don't know. It's like we go to the MAC and say, yo, those guys ain't doctors? Why are y'all setting up this? So I'm looking at these people. Them ain't fighters. I know who's who out here. I know who you gonna call, who's gonna step the superintendent. Or they're gonna call and advocate on your behalf. They're gonna help you with that G2. They plucking people out of obscurity that never even called about the member. When they saw something going on, I'm not saying the brothers who were there, but the type of people who they have fighting for RTO is a joke. It's a joke. And think about this. Everybody listen. Excuse me?
No, hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'm gonna fly somebody else in with us, another caller who been waiting for a little minute. So hold that thought for a second. Caller 3047, you now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Carmel. I'm calling from Brooklyn. I'm a B division conductor.
Carmel, how you doing? You now on the line with me and Chris Drummond. Chris, we got a conductor on the line with us.
How you doing, sis?
Yeah, so Drummond.
Hi, Mr. Drummond. How are you?
No, Mr. Drummond, sis. This Drummond.
Hi, Chris.
But
How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you.
Now, go ahead, Drum. Finish your thought, and then Carmel. Let
But
me
is that, and
let me know what
that's
you
what
think. Let me know what you
they
think from Drummond.
they don't care about. And again, there's all around the system in the B in the people with reputation. People are known for fighting. I'm finished with them. They can't get nothing. I'm finished. They can't get. I'm doing what I do for the membership because of me. As far as affiliating with this union here, never. I'm here for the members all day. I get calls all day, every day. I have no problem. I was doing it before I was elected. I'm doing it after I elected. But this union leadership, you got we like when they went to Chicago, we had time for, and they holding signs for Southwest Airlines. We going to hell. We didn't live in hell on earth in these subways, and you worry about they only got 24 hours on call. They get 24. They only get 24 hours notice, and we get 8 hours. We get 8 hours before you got to report to work. 10 hours if you actually have 8 hours. They working our brothers and sisters like dogs, writing them up like it's going out of style. And I even remember our chair of both train operators and conductors and our VPs in Chicago. And now this man tells us that, listen, they're not advocating for us because a lot of them right now can advocate for us. So we got 2 years to train people how to fight who never was involved. The only criteria you need to be released is be subservient to Local 100. They don't care about the membership. They care about staying in power, and that's a fact. And my coat money, you're better. And listen, they're extorting us right now. All of us are writing emails about. I gave you my $7, my $14, my $160-something a year for you to give it to these politicians who are doing nothing. Give me my money, union. Listen to me. If you know anybody, I spend $20,000 to get my $150 on principle. But the truth is, y'all know that I ain't gonna have to spend $20,000. There's people out there more than willing to help me get mine. So give me and my brothers and sisters their coat money instead of extorting us. And one more thing I let sis get in. I've been going around talking to these station agents that they trying to put in harm's way. And I'm going to tell you, those station agents, their meetings are lit. Nothing like ours. We passive and docile. And this is the thing at the meeting. Let me try to make 2 points here. Our brothers and sisters at stations, they ain't happy. Everybody I talk to, they didn't sign on. They didn't pay the money for the test when they applied. Everything they applied, they took the test for station agents. They when they went to school car, they wasn't trained to be outside with passengers. So because transit is really, come on, let's be honest. They trying to eradicate station agents. That's a fact. Listen, nobody could fight the flow of technology. Once they got rid of the Metro cars, they try and get rid of these station agents. That's a fact. The union can spin it any way you want. And I hope my brothers and sisters in the station, and we all should stand because it's supporting them. Because once they get rid of them, figure out how the way to eradicate them, they're going to come for us. Keep thinking they can't get rid of conductors and train operators, especially conductors. Keep thinking that. Towers, everybody.
Whoa, why are you coming for conductors so hard?
Yeah. So they don't care. They ask, and people been calling me this week. I got 2 calls this week from 2 sisters, and they say, I went to the union meeting, but I'm not going again because all they do is argue and try to shoot you down. And that's the plan. The union can say all they want. They want you at union.
So you really think they can?
You
really think they can? You really think they can get rid of conductors that easy?
Oh, no. It's one thing if we don't if the way things are going, no, nothing's gonna be easy. But matter of fact, let me amend that. After the way this union is going, it might be 10 years from now, sis. Could be 5 years from now, but they coming. They're coming. They got driverless buses. They invested. I read somewhere between 214 and 220. They invested something like $64 billion in manless operations. They're not investing that money for nothing. So it'll take time. But we didn't think, sis, at one time that you could buy an 85-inch TV for $400. We didn't think that they was gonna be throwing frisbees in Bedford-Stuyvesant. We didn't think Harlem was gonna be the way Harlem was at one time. We didn't think we was gonna go to banks and we could get money. We didn't have to talk to the teller. So the way technology go with technology go. Only way we're gonna push back from that is by having a strong union and fighting back. We don't have a strong union right now. We don't. We have unions in the city that the mayor and the governor dare not say anything to them. The governor and mayor kind of they don't impose their will here. They don't got no respect for us, sis. We ain't never heard ain't nothing about hazard pay. The union don't even mention. They always ally. That's all we always hear. We heard though we allies with
Partners.
management.
Partners.
With unions. We support these politicians. They don't care about us. So yeah, as far as the meetings go to the meetings. But don't let them intimidate you. What they want to do is intimidate you from coming to meetings. Because they want you to be deaf, dumb, and blind. Management and the union want the same thing. They want us in the dark. So we got to go to this meeting and we got to come together because this union is not doing it. This union is they don't give a damn about the membership.
All right, Carmel, how do you feel about what Drummond is saying, or what's on your mind?
What was on my mind was the situation with the job cuts on whatever line that they're doing it on. I feel like the same thing that happened with the FNC line during the pandemic is the same thing that's going to happen to these lines, where there's a pick in between a pick. And I feel like that's unfair to anybody who picked a job. If you spent weeks waiting to pick a job and now all of a sudden your life is about to change because of it, I feel like that's unfair. And I feel like that's where this shit is headed, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, they said that
I would hate for that to happen to my coworkers because it happened to me.
They said that this whatever they propose is supposed to go in next pick, so it's not gonna happen in the middle of a pick. It's gonna happen next pick.
Yeah, but that wasn't supposed to happen in the middle of a pick either, right?
Well,
but since ridership is down, anything can happen.
Well, they could implement a supplement.
Unless ridership goes up on a Monday or on a Friday, within now and then, anything can happen, right?
I mean, let's be real. Ridership isn't down. They lying about that by itself. Ridership ain't down.
Especially not on a Monday and a Friday. Friday when people get paid and they got to travel to go cash their check or whatever, however they do it, and on Monday everybody going to work. So how so? I don't know. I think it said the one. Wait, hold on. Let me go read back the message that he posted. I believe it said the one line.
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna tell you this. Now they want to cut service on certain lines on Mondays and Fridays in New York City Transit. Guess what they doing in Long Island Railroad? They increasing service on Monday and Fridays, right? So you could look at the demographics of people who use Long Island Railroad versus the demographics that use New York City Transit, right? The people who use Long Island Railroad more likely than not is working from home. So the people over there is gonna have more spaced out trains, more room, a more comfortable ride because they got more service. Meanwhile, New York City Transit, and you look at the demographics of the people who use New York City Transit and what they make, we're going to have a much more crowded, dirtier, and dangerous ride. This is pure racism by the MTA. It doesn't get any more clearer than what we're seeing. But guess what? Local 100 is not going to call them out about that. Local 100 is not going to go to Kathy Hochul and say, "Hey, why is your agency doing this?"
We're going to be reactive on this also because if we're cutting rides and ridership is whatever, we're the ones that are in harm's way when the train comes into the station. Kathy Hochul ain't in nobody train station.
Facts.
And not just her. If you look at our former president, he don't even let his kids ride the train. So we, the people that are working under him, are the ones that are always gonna be in harm's way. So until one of us, well, you know what? Let me not say that because I don't want that shit to happen. But it's bad enough that one of us got stabbed. It's bad enough that we get spat at. We get things thrown at our heads. One time I almost had a child throw a frozen Arizona bottle at my head. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna sit right here and tell you. I noticed that shit coming a mile away. Excuse my language. I noticed it coming a mile away, and I said F the platform observation, and I closed my window.
Mm-hmm.
I closed my window before I even got hit in the head. Because sometimes when you see things happening and you can see what's coming your way, you can close that window and keep yourself out of harm's way. So unless one of us really dies on one of these trains, they're not going to change their ways. Is that what it is right now? Because cutting service is just gonna make the platforms more crowded. And once the train comes in, the first person they're gonna blame is the conductor. Well, they're not gonna blame the train operator because they don't see him or her.
Let's not forget we had Garrett Goebel. He died. What changed? They still allow shopping carts on the subway, right? They still allow people to ride on these lines back and forth 8, 10, 20 times. Everything that this city do is for show. Right? Oh, we're gonna put people at the end of the lines and remove the homeless off the subways and get them services. How long did that last for? How many weeks did that last for? You go on that Q train right now. Huh? Yeah, I mean,
you put an S at the end of that? That didn't last weeks. That lasts maybe 3-4 days.
Yeah, it didn't last long at all.
We got Mr. McPhee. I believe the way his language is, I believe he's a bigot. They didn't put nothing out there about after 36th Street. There's no safety protocols for anything at all. And to your point about the racism, they sending us emails about progress for Metro North. I mean, now Long Island Railroad can go to Grand Central, showing us clips from the Today Show. The Dan Oliva, the CEO, walking through doing these fluff pieces about Metro North and Grand Central and Long Island Railroad. They have because they have no good news to offer about us, and we supposed to be happy for everything they doing for Long Island Railroad and Metro North and their hubs, and they don't give a damn about us, our crew rooms, our safety, and never put anything about our well-being at all. Because it sounds so cruel and so insidious, but it's just the truth is the truth. We can't run away. They don't care about anything but moving in trains. And sister, you're right. I said to everybody, if you don't feel safe, you put up that window and you ask for NYPD or supervisor. Stop moving these trains when you in peril. Stop thinking I just gotta get to the other end. Stop thinking that.
Well, let's
think about our safety first.
Let's look at our leadership. Let's look at what Canella did. Now, I have a philosophy that whoever runs New York City subways on the union side is the actual mayor of New York City, right? I think that the vice president of subways is one of the most powerful positions that you could have in the city. Look how Canella spent his 365 days. He didn't spend his 365 days organizing the members. He didn't spend this past year educating members. He spent this past year with a whole bunch of tomfoolery, raffles. He did more raffles than probably any vice president in the history of TWU Local 100 RTO. He talk about camaraderie. We don't need that right now. Now they put out, oh, we need to be at 2 Broadway tomorrow. 2 Broadway tomorrow? When did you come up with that? But let it had to be a rally. I mean, not a rally. If it let it had to be a raffle, they've been promoting that for the past 8 weeks. Oh, game night. Yeah, we go promote that for the past 8 weeks. He first of all, he don't got the power of the people. Yeah, he got the power of the position, but Canelo do not have the power of the people to organize members in a snap of a finger. I get it. I make it look easy. I make it look like anybody could do it. But I keep telling people I was anointed to do this. For one. For two, look what happened when he went up to the MTA board meeting on Monday. One time I brought maybe about 50, 60 people to the MTA board with me. More than anybody ever in the history of Local 100 bought with them to a MTA board meeting. We bought so many people that at that time, Byford had to give us our own room to sit in. Canelo goes to the MTA board meeting with about 5, 6 people. And they told him the people couldn't even stand behind him. Is this how they go treat? This is the type of respect they have for the vice president of one of the most powerful departments in this union, in this city? He don't got no respect of his peers. Nobody fears him in the MTA. They know he's a boy in a man's body. He spent this past year just
Why do
doing.
you feel he needs to be feared?
You said what?
Why does he need to be feared?
Why he
I
needs
feel
to?
like the camaraderie that he's trying to do would be better for us because at least we're gonna get united. Whether
Nah,
it is a
hold on,
raffle
hold
or
on.
just game night or movie
Hold
night
on,
or whatever.
hold on. It'd be better for us if this was an after school camp. This is a labor union. People don't need game nights. People need education. People need to know how to organize and mobilize. This is not the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts. This is not game night after work. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with game night. Fine, have your game night. Let me know how many situations he had to organize the members. Answer it, Carmel. How many times did you see him post to say, hey, members, I think you guys need to come get educated on this, on how to organize and mobilize, and this is what they got coming down the pipeline. How many of those you went to? Or how many of those did you see him promote?
I mean, the game nights is all that is fine. It's fine. We all need to let our hair down sometimes, but the issue here is that the department is weak. It's one thing put equal effort into a shop steward program. Put equal effort. The union will spend. They don't care about feeding us. They do African American night, Dominican night, Puerto Rican night. They do all that, and they do a good job at that. But we're not talking about this company and watched us come to work every day nobly, and we died keeping this city moving. Whatever they got planned is a slap in the face for the commitment and the lives that we lost during the pandemic. We have a union that didn't even want to spend $1,600 on the ad on wins.
Wait.
They did nothing, put nothing in papers or nothing about us getting our hazard pay. But the effort, I'm just saying the effort that you're going to put into movie night and all that, be the same thing commensurate equally to trying to a shop steward program and trying to organize and letting us know what's going on with this contract, with our plan. I don't want to hear we got time down the line. We're going to talk about that in the future. No, we can talk about and strategize right now. Like the transit talks about the management strategizes and organizes about putting foot on our neck and disrespecting us.
Hold on.
With discipline.
Hold on 1 second, Drummond. Let me let this other caller in. Let me see. Caller 36665. You now on Progressive Action TV.
What's up, man? It's Chris Rels Morel. What's up?
What's up, Mr. Rels? How you
Terrell?
doing? What's up? What's on your mind, bro?
Everybody, how's everybody tonight? I said let me join in. Basically, I've been here 12 years. I'm going on 12 years in July. So I've seen the culture change from July 2011 to now. One of the biggest things is there's no respect for us as workers by the passengers and some people up top. So the people up top is not going, they're not in the trenches with us, right? So one good thing I could say is that we got some people that came in my time that's transitioning over to management. I'm not saying we're supposed to be cool with management all the time, but we got to work together some type of way, but we can't get screwed over. If you got people that know where they came from and don't change their ways, that's a good thing to have down there. But as a whole, as on the frontline employees, these service cuts that they're doing is a trickle down of just like how they have the bus redesign plan they have across the city right now. The Bronx got hit hard. I think you lost about 30% of the bus stops because people weren't paying the fares. Now, if people's not paying the fares and they're not enforcing fare payment on the subways, it's opening the door for them to say, oh, we can't pay you, which is an excuse because we know they have a lot of money that they're sitting on. Like the MTA is the biggest real estate owner in New York State. But if they're not enforcing the fare, they can't only just bring up that they can't pay us. You're letting a different type of people come into the subway, people that don't give a fuck. But I can curse here, right?
Yeah, you go try, but
people
limit
that
it.
Don't care. Well, I'll try to limit. Yeah, people that don't care, because I see all types of people. At one time, it was years ago when I was a kid, they was talking to people in the hood getting on the train for free. They was talking to you when you walk from car to car. And they called it like, what was it, broken windows pop? It was one of those things they were saying like, yo, if we catch you doing one thing, you might be guilty of another thing. Well, now everybody's doing it. Everybody is getting on. I was at South Ferry today. A whole Caucasian family from Staten Island hopped off the boat, hopped on the train for free, walked through the gate like it was nothing. I've seen tourists doing it. I see everybody doing it. There's no regards for the system. So if they don't have regards for the system, and it's just you the same people that's coming in your car smoking weed that they don't care. Oh, I could get away with jumping the turnstile. So you know what? I can get away with anything on this bus. F you with everybody else. It's only a matter of time before somebody, a bus driver or a train operator, gets attacked like that New Jersey transit operator that shot the people on his bus. It's going to happen sooner or later. We need more exposure to who we are to people, more job dedication to let people know that we're here to move y'all around from point A to B, and we need a little bit more respect. And I don't know if it's going to be the union or management to put some ads out there to show us that we keep the city moving no matter what. Because they pay these celebrities, Jerry Seinfeld, Young M.A., Rosie Perez, all these people to make announcements to pay the fare. But did any one of them come over and say, yo, let me just show you what these transfer workers do for a living? I ride the bus you sit to. I ride the train, pick up your trash. No. It's like, it's no care for us. So you're going to see, since it's a lack of respect in the city for the transfer workers, you're going to see more assaults on the rise until we get rid of the NYPD out of the subway system. The only way to get a better security system in the subway is to get rid of the NYPD. I'm not saying they can't work in another precinct, whatever, but the transit district is not going to handle, they're not handling what we should be handling. We should take MTA police to take over.
Well, let me ask you this.
For MTA,
let me ask you this. What role do you think the union administration play in making sure that the police do their job and the safety of us while working in the system?
I don't see no type of enforcement of that. I don't get me wrong, they got cops that look out for us. I'm not saying, but they're under a different type of pressure as well because of the last couple of years, the body cams, and they don't want to get caught like they could stop somebody from jumping a turnstile or trying to put hands on somebody. You see these videos where you're not even hitting them. I mean, yo, if they acted up, you might have to give them a good beat down once in a while. Now, if you out here beating up people for no reason, that's one thing. But if you acting up on the train, acting wild and radical, yo, you know what I'm saying? They got to be old school with it. And I don't think the NYPD is going to do that. I think you got to bring a different police force up in here. They too worried about their job that they had to fight for, you know? Now, is MTA police going to do better? Do we have to have a different security team run our system? Because you act up on the LIRR or the Metro North, and it's a wrap for you. The train's not moving, nothing's going down.
But I want you to
So
notice that.
we
Look,
should have that same protection down here.
look what you just said, right? Not one of our union reps would dare say any of those words because they're afraid to upset people, right? And
I don't care.
the union silence on our issues is actually compliance into everything that's happening with us. Every single thing, every single assault, every single injury that we incur. I mean, yo, that guy, that even though that supervisor is not local 100, that could have easily been a train operator or conductor.
Yeah, and how did he get into the room? Now, I one thing I don't like what I see, and I see they starting to step on it. I'll tell you, anybody that's listening here, keep the doors locked. Don't put no tape on the door. Don't keep the doors unlocked for easy access. We got key codes. We got passes. Keep the doors locked. You don't want anybody just running up there anywhere at any time. Because that one person that could run up in there just to start something could be the one with the gun. And if you ain't packing, then you lacking, right? So what's going to happen if somebody run up in there and take you out? Well, guess what? You should have kept the door locked. That guy that ran to try to run up in the crew room and Stillwell, that was a terrible situation, but it shows you with a spit in the face. How could somebody even dare try to attack a transfer worker when you have a police precinct downstairs? That doesn't make sense, So that's the lack of respect for the workers. The lack of respect, and I want to say, and one time I did say it's because the majority of the people on the front lines are black, but to be honest with you, it's starting to even out now. We got a little mix of everybody down here. I don't really care what color you are. Or people of all types of colors are getting attacked. All race and ethnic backgrounds are being attacked. It's a lack of respect for the color blue. Blue lives matter with transits, but they don't show that. And the union, what they got to do is talk more because, to be honest with you, like I said, I'll throw my hat in the ring, and I really don't give a damn if you don't like me or not because I'm one of the best damn train operators out here and a dedicated employee. I will go back to my train and operate. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. So all that falling line stuff, y'all better get it together. Now, and I'm not calling out names, but I seen I seen Canella and Morris to get on the board. I know it was a little mixed reviews with them, but I didn't like when they got on the board and one of the board members said it was at the board meeting and the board member tried to shut them down. Like, oh, you got your whole RTO people with you. So what? We should be going in groups to the meetings, whether you agree with the person or not. We should all. Jamel was doing it. They doing it. I think we should all be up there in force. And another thing I want to say, a little bit off top, not really off topic, but the conductor and train operator should be in the same room doing these meetings because we're train crews. And that culture got to change too with the new people teaching the conductor to be against the train operator and the train operator to be against the conductor because when stuff goes down on that train full of 500 people, we got to work together. We got to have a game plan to say we.
I agree with you 100% with that. 100%.
Yeah.
Me too.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah, what's up?
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm gonna get to the next caller as soon as you.
No, you can go ahead. I'll let y'all talk.
All right. Thanks for calling in. You brought up some valid points, especially about the union meetings. We definitely should have our union meetings together. This has nothing to do with management, but we are partners on a train, and we do need to have union meetings together. So I totally agree with what you said. Thanks for calling in, man.
And one more thing, I just want to tell the people out there, train crews, track workers, bus drivers, protect yourself. Do not put your life on the line. Don't put yourself in danger. But if you have to defend yourself, you do what you got to do to make it home. Don't have the mindset that, if I fight back, I'm going to end up at 2 Broadway. Because you got brothers that here and sisters around transit, black and white, that's going to have your back. You're not letting nobody get beat down no more.
Facts.
All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all.
Thanks for calling in.
All right. Y'all have a good.
Let me get to another caller real quick. Caller 7027. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tremel. It's Charlie Muniz.
Charlie, what's going on? How you doing?
Stations.
How you doing?
All right, hanging in there.
What's on your mind?
This thing with the station agents. I predicted this a couple of years ago. People didn't listen. They voted these guys in. And I kept warning them about it, and that these guys wouldn't do anything. And look what they did. They sold them out. They're gonna have these. I don't know if you saw the rendition of these boots, but these boots don't have any glass, and these station agents are gonna be in a lot of trouble because there's no protection. I mean, I posted up a couple of videos of what has happened to agents in the past, and if you see, I mean, like you had some nut who was breaking the glass. You had another nut who was I guess masturbating in front of an agent, and I forgot the other one. So every day I'm going to try to post something so people can see that what they voted has consequences, and they need to go to this meeting on Thursday, and they have to vent, and they have to show these so-called leaders that this shit isn't going to fly. It's a shame that it's gotten to that where these leaders just sold them out for nothing. And the lunch relief jobs, I saw where somebody posted the lunch relief. I think it was Richard Davies saying that the lunch relief jobs are gone. Wasn't that something that they fought about two years ago? So the union just gave it up just like that.
It was supposed
Doesn't
to
make
be.
any sense.
It was supposed to have been public hearings on it, and I don't think they had any. But I did see the
exactly.
I did see these special booths that they going to be putting in the subway system, and they look like, when you're going to get your ticket from the the terminal.
And but Ticketmaster, but without the glass.
Yeah, it's they trying to paint New York City as a safe city, right? I don't even think I want to know if people remember these new gates that they put up. You see them in the Bronx where it's glass. You could basically hop over it. It's the size of a hurdle. They trying to make New York City look like a very friendly city, and they don't even got the crime under control, right? People is actually breaking into rooms, not even breaking into rooms, freely walking into rooms, assaulting workers without no altercation. What's going to happen with these station agents?
Let me also point out that 12 years ago, they had the SCARS program similar to this, and what they did when it failed, they started doing layoffs. Now I don't know if you saw the news conference or with Kelly and with Richard Davey, and Davey used the word intent. His exact words were, "We don't intend to have layoffs." And then he goes, "We're on a fiscal cliff, but we'll touch on that later on." He never touched on it. So what Davey was doing, he was protecting himself, because if there are layoffs, he's going to say, "I never said there wasn't going to be any layoffs." Unlike No Delonte, who's been saying all along, she's been blasting Facebook and saying, "Oh, there's going to be no layoffs. This is a great deal. Everybody's going to get $2,000 a year raise." Well, first of all, it's only $8 a day. Okay, it's $8. What could you buy with $8 right now? You can't even buy lunch for $8. And remember, this is $8 before taxes. So this union has a way of playing with words. They've done it for years, and they're still doing it. And I just like you, I'm pointing out that they like to play on words, and people need to listen to every word that these people say, every word, because they just sneak in one word in there, and then later on they'll come and say, "Oh, but we said this. We didn't mean that. We said this." So I want people to focus on every word that not only the union, but what the MTA says all along.
Well, this is the thing too.
I agree with.
This is the thing too with the intent. When Davey said he had no intent to lay off station agents, that intent was contingent on if the government give the MTA more money to blow. So if the MTA do lay off station agents, they're going to point their fingers at Washington, D.C. and say D.C. didn't give us federal dollars, and as a result, we got to make these cuts. We got to make these layoffs. That's how he framed it. That's a
great point. That's a great point, he's doing it to protect himself, because he's not going to get federal funding. Now that the Republicans have the House, there is no way they're going to allow New York to get $15 billion again. There is no way.
That's a fact.
The Republicans have the House. The Democrats control the Senate, but barely. So, I mean, right now you just had a Democrat defect to become an independent, so she can vote either way. She's not entitled to vote the Democratic way now. So it's really now it's pretty even now. And now the independents like Bernie Sanders and this lady from I think Arizona, they're the ones who are they're gonna depend on. The Republicans are gonna woo her, and that's when it's gonna be tough. They're not gonna get any $15 billion. That's BS. They're not getting it. Layoffs are imminent. I'm pretty sure of that.
Drummond, what you had to say?
Well, what's up, bro? Nina? But
What's up?
I agree with you. Everything you got, just read the copy. You could just read what Davy's statement last week. Is that it's all carefully worded. It's like a contract. The difference between you getting your money and not getting your money, and them doing them grandfather clauses in them contracts, is everything. In one word could cost you millions in a contract. So everything is carefully worded. Even the 200. So what? You hired 234 new station agents. Those station agents can be fired at a snap of a finger. Anyway, stations got a lot of senior folks there. A lot of them, I know for a fact, don't have the age, but they got the time. So they got a lot of senior people who are on their way out anyway. So they really trying. There's no way around it. They trying to eradicate station agents. And again, to my brothers and sisters, if you don't got time in the show, you have to be careful. None of these jobs are guaranteed. And again, we don't know where technology is going. They doing everything in their power. If they could operate, you look at the train, the air train to Kenya, but nobody's on that train. If they could find a way that they don't need crews, that's what they're gonna do. But we got to stop being so complacent. We got to get together. The union is this union. Stand United is not doing it for us. They're just trying to stay in power. Look around. Talk to your union reps. See what they're doing for you. See how apathetic they are. See how docile they are. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some divisions, MOW, there's some fight there. I'm not going to lie about that. But overall, this union, we have a very, very weak union whose desire is just to get along with whoever the governor is at the time.
Well, I want to say something. I want to say something because we often get this confused, and we try to say like MOW they have fight. What I'm gonna say about MOW versus buses or RTO is that MOW don't get written up like service delivery departments, right? So we don't really know what they fight look like. The MOW is not getting written up like train operators and conductors and bus operators and cleaners. They not getting written up, so we don't really know what they fight is. And to be honest, Chiarello is not a fighter.
But what I'm saying is, working at 2 Broadway, I can tell you that if you think we got it bad at RTO, stations, their supervisors, we just like Tibetan monks, our supervisors, compared to stations. They catch hell in stations. That's a fact. And that, in my opinion, they got some good female wrestlers, they got a few good people over there, but stations, it's not that. We strong in RTO than we're on station. Why I say this about MOW is that when they get in trouble down there, fights, guns, all type of things, they get them, and I see them. They're men over there. Even though they was told not to speak to me, we still spoke. We was very cordial. But I seen that 2 Broadway, the fight that they have. I'm not saying this to say that, but those a lot. I don't know how it is now. When I was there, they had some fighting rep. I would
let me ask you this, Drummond.
Division,
what
all of it was station.
You remember the rep name they had down there?
It was a few reps. I don't. I know about face, but it was a few reps they had. That's nothing. They was heavy on the reps. But I knew that. I was one of the reps that always sat with everybody. From if you got slugged in stations, I met you. If you got slugged in MOW, if you flew buses, you didn't see much of buses down there. They do a lot of their things in house. They don't even make it to 2 Broadway. But yeah, I knew the cases. I was familiar with the cases.
Yeah, let me point out that Yeah, excuse me, Drummond. Let me just point out what Drummond said earlier, that they said they're going to hire 300 station agents and another 200 afterwards. Well, those aren't going to be new hires. Those are going to be replacements for people who are going to retire, who died, who were terminated. So, like I said, this union plays on words, and people just don't catch on. They're not going. They did the same thing last year where they said that they had more cleaners, but when the pick came, they had the exact same amount of cleaners that they had the previous pick. So you see how these people play with words. We got to watch that. The other thing is that Robert Kelly and the union itself, they never fought to keep money in the booths. Okay, what they did, they removed the money from the booth without getting any stipulation about bringing it back. Unlike like the Metro North and Long Island Railroad. These guys never held any rallies. They never had any protests. They never gave out flyers. They never met with the community leaders. They never met with politicians. They never went to the media about bringing money back to the booth. And yet they claim that they fought to get money back in the booth. This is the kind of lies that pisses me off. And people fall for these, and I call them suckers because they don't do their homework. And I know lately people are getting pissed off at me, but I don't care. I'm spilling the truth out there. And if anybody thinks I'm lying, well, challenge me to it. I was trying to get Kelly to debate me last election. He would not fall for the bait. Neither will Witchard. Witchard is another one who started this whole thing with removing the cash. Then later on, he posted up, money has X amount of germs, this and that, to cover his ass because he knew he made a mistake helping remove the money. So we have to hold these leaders, so-called leaders, because I don't call them leaders. They're so-called leaders accountable. Leaders lead. These guys don't lead. They just take whatever the MTA offers, and they take crumbs. They don't take bites. So we have to get together, and we have to let our voices known. People just can't be complacent. They just are.
Well,
it's got to stop.
The union administration don't believe in getting together. They only want to get together with people who show them blind loyalty. They don't want to get with people who may question them, who may ask questions, who may challenge them. They want blind loyalty. They want yes men, yes women, and a go along to get along gang. That's what they want. Let me ask you this, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Richie Davis is the new president. Yeah. How long before you give him? I said Richie Davis is the new president. How long do you give him, if any time before? Like, are you gonna give Richie Davis a chance? If you give him a chance, what does that look like? How many days, or what has to happen, before you say, all right, he's just like them?
Richie Davis, and I like what you said, 30 days, but I think 90 days is better. I also think that he's being set up as the fall guy because all along I've been hearing that Cirillo was the heir apparent to the presidency. So I think Richie Davis, he was just brought in to calm the because most of us are minorities down there in transit. So I think he was just put in there just to appease us for now. But I think he's being set up as the fall guy, and I don't think he realizes it. I think Cirillo's waiting in the wings, and I guess this contract, if the contract is bad, they're gonna blame Davis for it, and the contract is gonna be bad, so Davis is in trouble.
I mean, listen, I find it strange that for a black president got so many handlers. Utano is not retired. Utano is still on the union payroll, and his new role is an advisor for the union. What is he advising Richie Davis on? Utano was one of the worst presidents this local has ever seen. Please do not get it confused about how nice of a guy people say Utano is. When it came to leadership and fight back, Utano was hands down the worst president that this local has ever seen. He makes John Samuelson.
He was an embarrassment.
He makes John Samuelson.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Look like the Muhammad Ali of TW Local 100. Tony Utano was the worst.
He was embarrassing. whenever you put a mic in front of him, you were afraid what he would say because I mean, like when he told Sarah Feinberg and I forgot who else was there, and he said, "I will never allow my children on the train." Well, by saying that, he was possibly putting the knife in our backs. By they could have said, "Okay, we'll cut service." Right there, he proved that we don't need service. Or like when, and then you posted this clip where they asked him about would he consider striking, and he fumbled it, and he goes, "No, I wouldn't." Instead of saying, "Well, everything's on the table." I mean, when the track worker fell to his death, he said that he was protecting the MTA by saying, "Oh, he was very heavy. He was a big guy." Well, just because you're big doesn't mean that you're clumsy or that you cause your own death. I mean,
Being big
he
and
just
being
like you
big in
said,
the
he was
track
horrible.
department is a plus. you know, all that heavy equipment
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
heavy labor that they doing, being big, and he had the nerve to talk about big. This guy's crazy. Listen, for everyone who's watching and tuned in right now, um, I only said I was gonna do an hour, but obviously I'm over an hour. If anybody else want to call and get their word in before I get off, but you watching, I looked on a YouTube. Shout out to everybody, right? YouTube is lit right now. Shout out to everybody on YouTube watching. Facebook picked up with the live viewers. I see you guys. Make sure you guys donate to the platform so we could keep this stuff going. Uh, See the Cash App right there. If you're on Facebook, you could send stars. You could subscribe to the channel. YouTube, they got something called Super Chat over there. Send something over there. If you're watching on Twitter, send in a donation, man. We having some good conversation in which anyone could join. This isn't about if I like you, if I don't like you. Call in. Let's talk about some things. Ask me some questions. Maybe some people got some questions about me and want to challenge me on something. I don't know. Charlie, I'm trying to figure out why the union has yet to call into the show and set up an interview. I only been around for about 6 years doing this show. Not one time did they call in and say, "Hey, you're wrong. I want to challenge you on you being wrong." To everybody
Yeah, no,
that's
they're afraid
watching,
of you.
to
They're
everybody,
afraid that you're gonna expose them.
to everybody that's watching, why don't you tell your favorite union rep to call into the show so we could talk about some things? The last time somebody from Map Store called in, they was very upset that he called in the way that I handled him because he wasn't as slick with the issues and as versed with the issues as me. And I actually made them look kind of bad. But, listen, if the union is right and I'm wrong, why don't you come on my platform so all my followers can see what's going on and embarrass me in front of my followers? Listen, I would love for the union to have a live show and they allow me to call in and challenge them on ABS. I would love that. I would love that. There's a reason why they ducking progressive action. There's a reason why they do not want to come on the show. There's a reason why I am their boogeyman. It's obvious. I come to the platform with facts, undeniable facts, with proof. They have that same ideology that the MTA have, that they figure that we don't read, we don't research, we don't look into things, we don't discuss it. The MTA is fearful of this platform, right? And they watch it. They tell me, they don't even hide it. They say, "Yeah, is there anything I should be watching on your show today?" They hit me. And yeah, so come on, man. Charlie, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm very proud of the work that you've been doing, educating, your the people in your department, in the stations department. I'm very proud of the work that you've been doing, and you need to keep it up because
Thank you.
it is getting through to the members. Don't pay attention to the likes. Don't pay attention to the comments. There's people out there that's watching you. A matter of fact, on the train today, I had this bus operator come up to me and say, "I knew your voice sounded familiar. I never seen her a day in my life. Never seen her like nothing. I never seen her say anything." Right? But she said she's a fan of mine and she loved what I do. So just continue to do the work because you never know who's watching, and everybody that's watching is not going to let you know that they're watching. Trust me when I tell you. Matter of fact, Drummond, you was there. You still on drum?
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Drummond was there when it happened.
Hello?
Yeah. Now I was talking about talking about how
The bus operator?
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
train. Yeah.
I mean, the membership is, there's a lot of, and let me just go back a little bit to MOW. I'm not saying MOW there ain't, listen, I went in them quarters. In every election I've been involved with, I went in them quarters. I went to bus depot. I have no problem going to any department and doing what I have to do in the department. And I know that there's a lot of discontent in MOW, especially track, forget it. Track is the closest thing to RTO in any of the other divisions. There's no question about that. But there's a lot of discontent in MOW. But the thing is, like, I was at Stillwell with you today, and I was at Leslie. I went up in the fuel stations with you. And members come up to us basically saying they feel safe when we're around because they know we're going to stand up. And listen, if I'm out there working, people work with me, supervisors work with me. They know how respectful I am. I do my job. I do what they ask me. If they respectful and professional, I have no problem. We all have a job to do. That's real big with me, that we all do our jobs. We can't fight you. First things first, we got to know our jobs and we got to be doing our jobs. But my issue is this. And one thing about MOW again, when they roll, they roll. So when members see me and you somewhere, they know that, I hope they know, there ain't no supervisor. You for an arbitrator, for the president, anybody in supervision that's listening, and they listen like Tramel said, you're never going to disrespect one of my brothers and sisters in front of me. If you think about humiliating any of our brothers and sisters in front of me, you're going to get humiliated. Cut my time and do what you have to do. I stand on what I say. I never made more than 68,000. Y'all got that city thing. Y'all can see how much I make. I don't chase money down here. My thing is respect. It's real simple. We got a challenging job. You're going to respect us with some respect and dignity. Same way y'all walk around 180, 130, and 2 Broadway. Saying good morning, good evening, how you doing? And that culture of respect there, you're going to have that in front of me. But my question is, to our membership in RTO and the stations and other departments, do you feel that safety that they feel with me and Tramel somewhere? Do you have people right now listening to? And I'm saying this, I'm willing to, and Tramel, everybody listening, every union rep, everybody know this, that Transit will pull up this show and play it for an arbitrator and said, Drummond say this, and attorneys, they got some cruel attorneys, vindictive attorneys at Transit, MTA. Their misery, our misery is their mission in life. That's a fact. So I stand by what I say, everything I say. I don't give a damn about Transit trying to do something to me. I've been that from day one. But do you feel confident with the union reps you have around you that's going to stand up for you, are willing to lose their job? All I see, everybody running for election and all that now, and I'm saying this to the membership, listen, look and listen. Who's speaking up right now? Because in 2 years from now, and the year they're going to start campaigning, and 2 years from now, they're going to be looking for your signature. And they ain't said the damn thing. All these walking around, these so-called activists and fighters, they ain't saying the damn thing. I seen them at 2 Broadway, scared to death. I seen Canelo at 2 Broadway, scared to death. And out of respect for others, I ain't gonna even say their names. Scared to death. They saying nothing now. Where is everybody now? Where's everybody? RTO, I'm saying to everybody, see it. That we got all these people, we need to, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that the activists and so-called fighters out here can't get together, put aside their differences, and fight. I've always been willing to meet with anybody. I remember when I was running, Some of y'all didn't even want to sign my signature because I was aligned with Evangeline. So what? You knew who I was. You know I was willing to fight. Y'all was so petty. Y'all wouldn't even sign mine. I signed yours, but y'all was so petty. So everybody, all these so-called fighters, we need to come together. Come together, put aside our differences, and sit down. If not, this is a transit needs to keep footing in our ass. The union too, because we all trying to run our own step. Everybody's thinking about 2025 when they can run. And that's when, again, the member you're going to see, everybody's going to come out to woodwork. And towards the election, 5-6 months before election, they're going to make some noise. A year before, they're going to make some, where are they? We need them now. We need all hands on deck. Because we got a union and we got management that's doing nothing for us. And we out here in our lives, we got the most dangerous job on this planet right now. We're targets. They have no respect for us. Every day, they trying to hurt us. We need to come together.
Well, you heard it from.
I couldn't agree, Mr. Drummond.
Charlie, I'm gonna let you have the last
Mr.
word.
Drummond
I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Drummond is right on point. I couldn't agree anymore. People need to get together. We need to challenge and get rid of the dust, what I call the dust in TWU right now, because you blow on those guys and dust will fly out of them because they haven't moved in years. They haven't done anything. One thing, and I don't know if you're doing this because I just woke up before I called you. I think that this coming contract, anything less than 7% is an insult, and we should vote it down.
Well, I'm gonna do the show on that next week. The percentages.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be calling in.
All right, sounds good. So all
right.
Yeah. That was Charlie Muniz, and that was Chris Drummond. I'm gonna take one more call before I get out of here. Let me see. 0923. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening, my brother. This is Miss H. How you doing?
How you doing, Miss H? What's going on?
I just wanted to say is that at first I was blinded.
Hold on. What's
now,
your
my eyes is wide open.
Oh, wait. Let them know.
I'm
what's
sorry.
your title?
I'm 15 years.
Yeah, good. There we go.
I'm 15 years as a bus operator for MapStower. And I'm the bus operator that got attacked in May of this year. And what I wanted to say is that I was bonded, but not participating or going to the meetings, the union meetings. I wasn't aware of a lot of things, the rules and regulations, the in and outs of what's going on about my rights. And PWU, they need to do something. They need to get their act together and step up because the time is now. Since I've been following you, I have learned a lot of things in the past month than I have learned in the past 15 years because I wasn't paying attention. And I just want to say to the members, pay attention. Voice your concerns. Don't let TWU do the okie doke because, yes, come election and contract time, it's going to be a show. And a lot of people's not going to like it. Yes, you can vote on it, but they're going to override that vote. And they're going to take whatever MTA is going to offer. Because just like Samuel said about labor operation and capital, how they move the money around and how MTA got $2, I understand that now after he explained that situation. So with that being said, members, train operators, bus operators, the token booth clerks, it's like a repeating cycle because 10 years ago they laid them off too.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing. So what happened with that? TW didn't really fight for that, and they was laid off for like 2 years, I believe, and then they hired them back, but I believe with less pay. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know what the pay was.
Or something like that. I don't know. Well, I know it was like 10 years ago because I had started in '07, and this happened, I believe, in 2010. And I was concerned about being laid off also because they saw my laying off bus operators and the token booth clerks. But I know the token booth clerks, they got laid off. They lost their jobs. And 2 years later, some of them got their jobs back. Like I said, pay attention, y'all. This is not a joke. This is your life in stake, and TW is playing with your lives.
Well, I appreciate you
And
calling in
continue to fight.
and giving the members, that outlook, because you've been through your own little fight and you was victorious. So I definitely appreciate you calling in and giving the members the real that they have to pay attention to what's going on.
And also be your own advocate because sometimes they give you information and sometimes they give you misguided information. And that's what happened to me. I was misguided.
Mm-hmm.
But not anymore. And thank you, my brother, for helping me and continue to helping me with the fight. And like I said, I'm with you. I'm on board to fight with anything that's going on because it's ridiculous. And something has to change. It really is. Time is now for the change.
I agree.
You have an enjoying evening, and thank you.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, that was Miss H, bus operator. Shout out to John Paul on YouTube. He sent a super chat. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. We got another caller. I know I was getting off. We got like 4 minutes. Let me see what's going on here. Caller 4033.
Jamal?
Yes.
Hey, Jamal, this is CC. You helped me out a few times yourself. I really appreciate you. I'm thankful for you.
What's your name what's your name and what's your title?
This is Sharon conductor.
Okay, how you doing?
They call me CC. I don't know if you remember. You helped me out with the superintendent.
Okay.
That took me out of service because I had a medical condition.
Okay, I don't remember.
You remember?
I don't remember.
You said he was a good dude, and that
Well, we ain't got to focus on that.
We ain't
got to focus
talk about that later.
Yeah. we actually got we got 3 minutes, so you got 3 minutes to drop the mic. Let me hear what you got.
I called tonight because I was listening to a lot of people say this and that, and they all hit on a lot of stuff. But I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about everything that they hit on? And what do you think we can do moving forward while you still have a crowd on this platform so that we know what the next step we need to do? Because so far, what I'm getting when I listen to you is that you need to be in office. And that you need to start training people to think and motivate them as you motivate other people so that they can do what we need moving forward so that we can have the best outlook on the union. Because I know MTA have a good union in over 40 years, period. I have uncles that came out of MTA. My husband been there for 40 years and retired. So I know MTA hasn't had a good union. So what can we do, Tramel?
All right, so I'm gonna answer that question. Right now I'm to the point where I don't trust nobody else to do the job but myself, and I don't think in the history of TW Local 100, probably except Quill, has there ever been someone in a position as me, as a conductor or ground level position, who have this type of influence with the members and with the TA. But what I feel that we need to do moving forward is that, and I think Drummond touched on this a little bit, is that we do need to bury the hatchet and put the egos aside and really look in the mirror and see who we are as individuals and as a and as a union, right? And people need to be honest with themselves. Like, I put in a lot of work for over 6 years with Progressive Action. I did the work. I weathered the storms. I weathered other people's storms. I helped a lot of people in this union.
I remember.
Right? And you got people who want to be on my level or get the same type of respect that I get and didn't put in no work. Right? So we all must be honest with
90 seconds.
We all must be honest with ourselves, and we all must put our differences to the side and come together. And that includes the elected reps that's in there now, because they have the biggest egos. They have the biggest hangups. They know that releasing me or getting me involved would be a positive to all departments. But they don't want to do that because they are afraid, right? They don't want me
60 seconds.
they don't want me to mess up that relationship with management and them, because they are corrupt. They are doing bad things. And that's why I want to give Richie Davis, I said 30 days, but I actually want to give him to the mass membership meeting. You know, I think it's been a week since he's been in office. I thought the first week he would have made some drastic changes, but I think he'll probably do it sometime in the new year. But if we go into the union, the mass membership meeting on January 28th, looking the same way as if Utano's in office, then we're gonna have to move a certain type of way. But I am dedicated, and I do want to help out the union administration. I'm just not gonna go along to get along. And I think that the members
10 seconds.
the members believe in me. I think the members trust in me, and I have a reputation to abide by of being honest with integrity, because a lot of members don't feel like that about their union reps.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
A
I
lot.
know a few, and I helped get in this here, and I feel sorry that I even went out that way.
Yeah. So
So,
we must do better. And I keep saying this with the members, to the members, I need you guys to pay attention to this, right? Everybody who's watching on social media, there's no bystanders in this. There's absolutely no bystanders. There's nobody in the bleachers. If you are a union member, you are in this game. You have a stake. You have a say. Voice your opinion. One of the reasons I created the show is for members to call in, to say what's on their mind, to get whatever they want to get off of their chest. There's other people that think like you think, right? What I noticed these past couple of years is that there are so many smart, intelligent coworkers down here, and I'd be like, why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you doing anything? Because once again, you have a say. You are not a bystander. You shouldn't be watching what's going on in the bleachers. You should be actually in the game. You don't have to lead. You don't have to be vocal. But the least you should do is stand next to the people who's really fighting for you. That's what you should do. Right? We
I
are
agree.
we are stronger together. If we keep allowing one person to go out there and do all the fighting, then guess what management is going to do? Management is going to get at that one
they're going
person.
to get rid of that one
Yeah,
person.
they go get rid of. But if we 50, 60, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 strong standing out there, they can't get rid of all of us. They cannot get rid of all of us. And if we want things to change in this union, and we are under attack, not only by the MTA, but we under attack by the criminal justice system. People assault us, they get let right out. We under attack by politicians.
Yeah.
They sell us smoke screen and mirror legislation about assaults. They know that there's nothing tangible in this legislation of assaults they have for us. There's nothing to deter anyone from committing a crime on a transit worker. You can't, and everybody point to, oh, you go get 7 years. You're going to get 7 years. You're going to get 7 years if your rap sheet is from here to California. That's when you go get 7 years.
They ain't getting nothing either.
No,
They ain't getting it.
your rap sheet got to be crazy. But look at this guy who punched the train operator in the face. This guy's rich. He's rich.
Yeah.
Right? Know what he's going to do?
Yes.
He didn't get a bell. And let's be honest, with his rap sheet and everything, and the way the laws are set out now, he didn't deserve a bell. People think the wrong thing about Bell. Bell is the only ensure that you're going to come to court. This guy's going to come to court, right? But guess who he's going to come to court with? He's going to come to court with a high-paid
Good Lord.
attorney. And you know what he's going to get?
The best money to buy.
He's going to get some community service or something like that. See, that's the problem that I have with the law against assault and transit workers. there should be a mandatory minimum when you assault a transit worker. Don't give me that BS about up to 7 years. No, I don't care if you never had a rap sheet a day in your life. If you attack a transit worker, assault a transit worker, you get a minimum of 3 years in jail. You should have thought about what you was doing before you did it. There's nothing out there to deter them from assaulting us. And why isn't our union reps saying this? Because they working against us. They not working with us. I mean, this whole thing, you asked a great question, sis. You know, and this whole thing is upsetting.
Me too.
I've dedicated my life to this movement. I don't gotta do this. This takes away time from my family. This takes away time from my personal life. I dedicate my life to educating members, to fighting against management, to fighting against corrupt union reps, and doing what's right for the people. Giving back to my community and doing all that other stuff. The least someone like me can ask of the people is when I ask people to come out, come out. When I ask you to stand next to me, stand next to me. I'm as transparent as they come.
Inbox me, let me know.
I mean,
I'll be there.
Pay attention to the platform. Everything go there. And trust me, we're gonna do something. I'm about to bring back the brunches, the Progressive Action brunches at Sugar Hill. I'm about to bring that back on Saturdays from 10 to 2. We'll probably do that once a month. And we're going to bring people together to get them organized and mobilized to fight, because a contract year or contract month, because that's when the union want to start to fight, when the month the contract is up, is not the only time that we should start organizing and mobilizing. Like the saying go, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Right now we ain't ready.
You better say it.
Right now we are not ready, and I want to prepare us for the future to be ready and be armed in every terminal, be armed on every line, be armed on every depot, be armed in every department. We don't want no weak links over here. I don't want to be the strongest person or the biggest voice in the room. Because people confuse loud with big. I don't want to be the biggest voice in the room. Could you imagine if there was just 20 Tremels running around on MTA property, how we would have the MTA on their knees right now? It don't take much.
Boy.
It don't take much. We just
all you have to do is educate 20 people to think the way you think. Make them understand where your process of thought came from, and you'll be good.
I'm gonna tell you, it's no secret. I don't operate off of fear. I raise my hand. I say, God, use me. No fear. He know what he did when he made me. I have absolutely no fear. And that's why God used me to fight these MTA bosses, to fight these corrupt politicians, to fight these corrupt union representatives. I write this on my Facebook all the time. God, use me, no fear. No fear, God. He knows that. Get rid of the fear. And then let me tell you guys something. When you educate yourself, right? Because fear is really the lack of knowing. If someone is unsure about something, then they go be cautious. They go be moving fearful. But if you know what you're talking about, you're gonna roll with your chest out. You're gonna speak with more confidence, right? So your fear is actually a lack of knowledge. Get that knowledge. Hit me up. If you're unsure about something, hit me up. There's no such thing as a stupid question with me. Now, what I'm not going to do is that I may not give you the answer easy. If you ask me a question, I may send you the page out the contract and tell you to read it yourself and let me know what you interpret from this, so I can see where you at. Right? And 9 times out of 10, to be honest, people interpret it right. There's a lot of smart and intelligent people in New York City Transit. I'm not gonna allow them to try to talk down to us or try to treat us like we idiots, because we are not idiots. We are some smart some smart people. Look, we run the biggest transportation system in the country. Idiots can't do that.
Say it again.
Idiots can't do that, right? We are some smart, intelligent people, and we got to start putting our brains to use to show management who really run this city. So I'm gonna actually leave it there. And I need you guys. I need you guys. Anything else on your mind, sis, before we get out of here?
No, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful you're there for us, and that we have a real strong voice, and that's dedicated to it. So it's a blessing to have you. And I thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a happy holiday. People, a lot of people still watching. I need you guys to donate to the platform. Please donate to the Cash App. You see the Cash App right there, Progressive Action 100. If you're watching on Facebook, you could just move the screen over and you could put subscribe to Progressive Action TV. I think it's like $4.99 a month. Subscribe to the platform. You can subscribe to our Patreon. All of that stuff is in the link of this video. Shout out to everybody on YouTube who sent in a super chat. But donate to the platform so we could continue to bring bigger and better things to you guys. We the only platform out there like this. There's absolutely no platform for you to call in and get things off your chest. So please support who support you. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Catch you next week. We go turn it up again. Get ready to call in.